what's up? It's Dr. Tabby Cat. Welcome back. Welcome to the flower full moon in Scorpio. And wasn't sure if I was gonna come on tonight or not, but I got time, so I'm going to. And I wasn't sure how much time I had, so I already laid out some cards so they'll be ready, and then we'll get into the reading. And since it is the flower full moon in Scorpio, and Scorpio deals with the sexual energy and the groin area, I'm going to use my sexual deck to clarify, since I never used that deck. So that'll be for that. I just won't be able to show the entire card. All right. But before we get into that, I just wanted to go over something really quick, because I was listening to YouTube earlier when I was cleaning, and in the background I was letting some videos play, and some readers were on there. And usually I don't pay attention, but today I was actually listening to what they were speaking about. And I had noticed that a lot of them were doing readings and even speaking about personal readings on things that they should not be reading on, and that you don't have permission to do readings on. So if you are into divination, and or you're thinking about getting a reading done, just know that there are certain things that you should not be getting answered or questions asked. And if they are doing that, then you should not be going to that person or listening to them, because they are breaking the spiritual laws, and that's not good for you or them, and you both can get karma for that. So here's just a few things. So the first thing is predicting death or health issues. Never predict any physical death, illness, or diagnose medical issues. These topics cause unnecessary anxiety and are not the role of the divination person. Okay, invading. Okay, this next one's the main thing that I was talking about. Invading privacy of the third party readings. Do not read for people who are not present and have not given permission. Avoid spying on exes, partners, or coworkers. If the person is not there in your presence or has not given permission, meaning you have not called that person up and they have not given you permission to give a reading on their name, then reading should not be done on them, period. Now, when you're watching readings, you may have coincidental information pop up on you, and it's because your third eye is open and it allows the energy to come through. Now, if you do not want information to come out on you, you protect your third eye by covering it, or like myself, I always do a protection spell that protects my third eye and my crown chakra. And then at night when I'm sleeping, I actually cover all of this while I'm sleeping. So that's the difference. So yes, you should not. So let's say you're going to have a reading done and they're asking you to read up on their ex. That is a no-no. It should not be done, period. And also I wanted to bring up, what was that? Oh, shoot, it just slipped my mind. What is that called? Ay. Oh, yeah, yeah. When they are, oh, shoot. Let me see. I just forgot what the heck it was, and I'll remember here in just a second. Um, mm, mm, mm. Oh, remote viewing. I almost forgot. Okay, remote viewing. Okay. Now, remote viewing, this has been done like for centuries upon centuries upon centuries. And the main thing it was used for was back in the military, especially back in Hitler's time, because Hitler wanted to use that to spy on his enemies. Now, the thing with remote viewing, okay, I'm very against it, especially with having worked in the psych units for as long as I have as a nurse and seeing the results of many things spiritual that go on in the human psyche. So, what happens when someone remote views into somebody else? Okay, so you have the psychic here that's going to remote view, and then you have the person here that they're going to remote view on. Okay, this is their brains, okay? The psychic that's remote viewing in on this person, okay, both their brains are connecting, right? The wires are connecting, that's how they're able to see in. Now, what happens is the longer you remote view in on somebody, the more the brain, the wires of the brain, the neurons intertwine. Now, remember the brain, the neurons are so smart and the nerves are so smart that they're able to rewire and provide new routes quickly and easily if they see that there's a blockage by, okay, so this person's coming in, right? So that's a blockage in this person's brain. So it's going to cause new neurons to produce, right? So there's going to be new neurons, nerves um, being built in this person's brain, but what's going to happen is they're going to be built around the neurons and the psychics neurons of their brain, and then they're going to be intertwined like this because they've been remote viewing for so long. So then they're not going to be separated. And the easiest way for me to explain this is you're going to have two people living two separate lives, but because the psychic remote views in on this person so many times or for so long, so like in the military, if they're spying in on one person every day, right? That person and this person are going to become the same person. So this person's going to become this person. Okay, so when whatever quirks this person has, this person's gonna have it. So they're gonna automatically have the same routine, the same like little twerk or whatever it is they have. They're gonna start drinking the same coffees. Everything's gonna become the same. And they're not gonna be able to undo that. They're going to be stuck, kind of stuck in between realms. They're going to be stuck like that. So when you're thinking about remote viewing, remember that is a consequence. Just like when somebody is astral traveling, you can get stuck in the astral world. Um, okay, an example of this is um, myself and another psychic female, we had probably 6 years ago, was having an issue with a male who had very good spiritual abilities but was using the astral realm to sexually abuse spiritual of the light females. So every night when we were sleeping, he would use the astral realm to come and visit women of the light to do his duty and spread his seeds. And what that does is that creates ties, just like when you're awake and you're physically having relations with many people, you're creating ties, and it connects you with all those people. And the only way to get rid of that is a cord cutting. But in order to get rid of that, you have to know that you have a tie connected. But if you're sleeping, you don't always know that you have a tie connected. So only the person doing the deed knows that there's a tie connected, and he uses that tie as a resource to provide for himself to gain certain things, abundance and other things, resources. Okay, so yes, there are many good things with learning spirituality, but there are also many downfalls and bad things that come with it too, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So like back when I did my awakening, I actually internshiped for 2 years with a Tibetan monk, and that's how I received my Ascended Master's level, and that's also how I received my spiritual guru title, and that's why I am allowed to have the 333 numbers on the back of my name. And so it does offend me sometimes when you see on YouTube all these readers and other people that slap the Ascended Master's numbers onto their name, and they want to say that, that they have earned it, but in reality they have not. They're just using it, the numbers itself. So but to become an Ascended Master, you really do have to actually physically do the work, and it is a lot of work. The Tibetan monk put me through 2 very hard years of healing and a lot of work, inner work, and a lot of meditation, a lot of silence, which I think was the hardest, because I think for a lot of us, we forget what it is to just sit in silence. But I was very grateful for it because, we do need to break away from the electronics and stuff. So, but yes, things like that. And then I also trained with a shaman, because the last shaman I trained with was my grandmother when she was alive, and that's when I was younger. So I did my shaman work, and I enjoyed everything that I did, but it was a lot of work. It was a lot of turmoil, working through a lot of inner child healing, a lot of wounds that came up, even wounds that I had forgotten about and suppressed. But It was all things that I had to heal before I can become an ascended master and before I can become a spiritual guru. Because before I can help anybody else, I had to make sure that all my wounds were healed. And I'm grateful for all that because now I literally have the entire spiritual realm like protecting me, like on all three realms. I have the upper, middle, and lower realms all protecting me. Anubis is like my top dog of protection. Archangel Michael. I am the daughter of Oshun. I have so many deities from my lineage in Yoruba, Egyptian, the shamanic realms, the fairies, like even in the underworld, like Lucifer himself, like he refuses to do any work for so many people that come to him to do stupid stuff, and he just kind of looks at them and laughs. So yeah, when you actually do the work, then you know, you get a lot of rewards from it. So all right, let's get on with the reading because it's getting late. It is now 11:15, and I have the parasympathetic sound healing on in the background. All right, and we're working with amethyst and Palo Santo tonight. Okay, so like I said, I already pulled the main cards already, so we're just going to read those and look those up and then start the reading. Okay, so I did a set of 4. We're doing twos, doubles tonight, so 2, 2, 2, 2. So I did twos of the, oh, I got heartburn. So we got mutable and Virgo. So Virgo is an earth sign, mutable, Mercury, 6th house, the Virgin, and it's I analyze. The opposite sign is Pisces. And the keywords for Virgo are modest, picky, logical, analytical, melancholy, practical, perfectionist, industrious, nagging, and helpful. All right. And then the mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And the keywords for them are adaptable, flexible, restless, sharp, changeable, conforming, versatile, resourceful, chameleons, pleasing, communicative, transition. With a tendency to please others, they can seem inconsistent or dishonest. Some see mutable signs as pushovers. However, they really just want to contribute to the greater good and don't have an issue with adjusting to accommodate. They need change in their lives in order to feel that they are moving forward. So that is the mutable signs. All right, the next ones is, I got the 1st house and the cardinal signs. Okay, the cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Keywords: initiators, ambitious, controlling, self-starters, assertive, pioneering, leaders, enterprising, enthusiastic, active, and dominant. Those with an emphasis in the cardinal signs love to start projects, but they may not always finish them. They're highly active, and you will likely never find one slacking off. Sometimes they will appear selfish or self-centered, but they are really just focusing on their task at hand. And 1st house, Aries, angular house. Keywords: personality, mannerisms, temperament, attitude, behaviors, goals, desires, motivations, first impressions, outward appearance. This house is the side of you that you show to the world. What motivates you, your goals and wants are also found here. The cusp or starting point of the 1st house points to the ascendant or rising sign in your chart. All right, then we have Sixth house and air signs. So the air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Keywords: intellectual, sarcastic, detached, communicative, motivated, critical, rational, resistant, quick-witted, analytical, changeable, inventive, restless, and judgmental. Then we have sixth house, house of service and health, Virgo again. Okay, cadent house, assistance, giving, habits, servitude, work life, the body, wellness, nutrition, hygiene, working with others, organization, health, and illness. An emphasis on this house may show a need to assist other people. There may be a lot of focus on health, the body, and general well-being. All right, and then the last one, we got 10th house and Scorpio. 10th house, the house of career, Capricorn, angular house. Keywords: public standing, social status, profession, publicity, goals, public image, reputation, ambition, drive, material attainment, social power, focus, success, position. Look to this house for career and social status. It will show you your goals and ambitions. The 10th house cusp starting point is the MC or midheaven. All right, Scorpio, for your full moon, flower full moon tonight. It's a water sign fixed. The ruling planet is Pluto. Associated house is 8th. The symbol is the scorpion or the eagle. The phrase is I desire. The opposite sign is Taurus. The keywords are imaginative, passionate, dramatic, obstinate, sexual, subtle, intense, secretive, possessive, and idealistic. All right. And then I also pulled the animal totems. So for the Virgo immutable signs, we got the sea turtle and the Sphinx, number 4 and 2, or 24 and 42, or 2 and 6. Water sign and the spirit sign. So the Sphinx and the sea turtle. So we'll read on that real quick. Okay, the sea turtle. Okay, if you have been feeling torn between two worlds, this card may be telling you that you don't have to choose between them. Look for ways to have the best of both. Even if one has to be more dominant, don't let anyone else make these choices for you. You make your own choices. Okay, the message: sea turtles are slow, but they are strong. Although they must surface to breathe, they can survive for hours underwater. They take a long time to mature and often migrate for long distances, moving through sometimes treacherous waters. The sea turtle's message is to be tough but flexible. You are a survivor, and there's no rush. Take your time to figure out find out where you're going and what you want to do. All right. Now the Sphinx, number 4, spirit. Okay. Okay, the Sphinx, number 4. Okay, if you are seeking answers to important questions, the Sphinx may suggest that you need to look deeper or explore more widely. Don't assume the easy, most obvious answer is the right one, but have faith in your ability to find the truth no matter what it is. Never stop learning and growing because knowledge, both of self and the greater world, is power. Message: many times when we are seeking answers to difficult questions, it turns out that they are somewhere within us. Don't be afraid to look deep inside. On some level, you probably already know whatever it is you need to find the answers. Sometimes we don't want to see the truth because it is hard or painful, but you might be surprised by the peace you feel when you acknowledge the answer to your own riddles. And that is true. We always have the answers ourselves. We just don't like to see it for what it is. Okay. And now the next one for the cardinal signs in the first house is the heron and the bat. Number 2 and 6, or 2662, or 8 and 4. Okay, the heron, number 6. Pulling this card may mean that you need to take some time out for spirit, looking inward for answers instead of outward. Whether you practice meditation or simply make space in your day for a few quiet moments, you will benefit from standing still instead of rushing around trying to get things done. Gaze at some water, relax in a bath, or just breathe. Your spirit will thank you. Message: in our busy world, it can be hard to prioritize self over others or set aside time to do nothing instead of juggling everything. But constant moving, interaction, and noise can be more draining than you realize. A 5-minute break to ground and center, a short walk during lunch, or to unwind after work, or even a quick yoga routine to greet the day can replenish your energy and your spirit, or a gift you deserve to give to yourself. What have you done lately to embrace your inner peace? Are you letting impatience get in the way of mindfulness? Mindfulness is very good. That's definitely something I learned from the Tibetan monks. All right, number 2, bat. Okay, the bat. This card may be a hint to pay more attention to your dreams. Repeated images may be trying to tell you something, whether it be guidance or warning or simply a reflection of some issue preying on your mind. If you can figure out what that is, you might sleep better, even able to fix a problem you might not even be aware of. Message: dreams are important as they can help us process things on a subconscious level. You can practice lucid dreaming to control your dreams and make them work for you in a purposeful way. It might also be time to do some dream magic, like putting a dream charm bag under your pillow to dream of your true love or the best path to take. Dreams are part of your magical journey. Perhaps it's time to channel your inner bat and fly through the night. That's good advice. All right, for the 6th house and the air signs, we got the wild boar and the dragon. My favorite, both of those. Okay, number 1 and 7, 71, 17, 8, or 6. Okay, the dragon. I love dragons. Oh. All right. If you have a dragon as your familiar, you have a powerful ally indeed. Call on dragon when you need the energy and power to pull off the impossible or if you are doing a deep dive into your spiritual path. If this card shows up, it might be a suggestion to explore mystical wisdom or find your own fire and breathe it out into the world. Message: don't be afraid to draw on your own magical power. Focus on using your abilities, magical and otherwise, and stand your ground. You're stronger than you think. Embrace the fantastical. Who is to say what is real and what isn't? Channel your inner dragon and roar. All right. 7, the wild boar. I love wild boar. It tastes so good. In Florida, we ate a lot of wild boar. It was delicious. And you get to pick it out right there, which one you want, and the Chinese places will cut it up for you. Okay, wild boar. This card may be a sign that it is time for you to channel your anger into positive action. Don't just get mad, get moving. There are many causes that are worth fighting for. No matter how much we might prefer to stay on the sidelines, you don't have to throw a punch, but you might need to step forward and stand up for whatever it is you believe in, whether it is for yourself or on behalf of others. The message: all of us feel anger from time to time. Is your anger simply frustration with others, annoyance at unpleasant circumstances, or is it something worth putting your energy into? Only you can decide if your anger is righteous or not. Make sure you aren't putting it out into the world unless it is going to accomplish something worthwhile. Very, very good. Now the last one for Scorpio in the 10th house is the cheetah and the dog. So we have 1 and 3, 31, 13, 4 and 2. Okay, here we go. Cheetah. All right, this card means it's time to move fast. If you have been debating about whether or not to do something, the cheetah says go, go, go. No hesitation, no delay. Just move it forward with your purpose firmly in mind, ready to achieve whatever goal you are working toward. It may also be an indication that there is an opportunity you might miss if you don't jump on it right away. Moving fast doesn't mean you shouldn't watch what you're going or where you're going. Be swift but not reckless, or on your goal might just slip through your grasp. The message: now is not the time to ponder. If you have been on the fence about something, the cheetah suggests that you should get up and move with purpose, chasing success in whatever endeavor you are pursuing. What parts of your life would benefit from speed and decisiveness? Do you need to dump some baggage so you can move more swiftly? Perhaps this message is telling you to get into better physical shape so you can move fast when you need to. And I was not laughing at you guys. I was laughing at myself. Dog. One. I've been seeing a lot of spiders everywhere lately. Okay, dog. Who are the people you give your loyalty and love to? Are they your true companions, deserving of your dedication, or do they take your presence at their side for granted? The dog is all about companionship and faithfulness. If that is what you're seeking, are you looking at the right places? You're worthy of that solid bond. Never settle for less in your most important relationships. Message. Don't forget to play, rest, and eat with gusto. Be in the moment whether you are spending time with others or relaxing by yourself. You get to choose if you are wild or tame, but remember there are benefits that come from connecting yourself to those who are willing to return your loyalty and friendship. Very good. Okay. And I decided to do my my intuitive cards. Oh, the intuitive ones are the ones I actually learned from, like the very beginning. I never used to use like actual tarot cards. I would just use like intuitive cards because I was into art. So we used to make our own, actually, in art class. So that's what I'm using for right now. So for the mutable Virgo signs and the Sphinx and the Sea Turtle, these are the two cards that came up. And as we know, Virgo deals with the home and health and beauty. And as you see, she's watering a plant, making it grow, giving it what it needs. And she looks very happy and calm. She's not stressed about anything. She's got the light shining on her, the sunlight shining in. And yeah, she's not stressed about anything. She's enjoying her day. And by the her watering the flower on her dress also means to make sure, you know, she herself is getting enough water as well. Now, as for this card, okay, they're at the airport. Oh, excuse me. They're waiting for their plane to arrive. This girl, she is holding onto her suitcase, leaning over her seat. She's got her head leaning on one arm. She's in a pondering, thought-provoking moment. This gentleman who's reading a newspaper is staring at her, probably wondering what she is thinking about, because she is deep in thought. And he's probably interested in her as well. So, and wants to probably ask. It's probably getting the intuitive nudge to ask, what is it that you're deep in thought about? Because remember, we did get the mutable signs as well for this group, which included communication. And then Virgo's phrase is I analyze. And it's about being logical and analytical. So he's trying to analyze her and figure her out. And who knows what she could be thinking about, because as we're sitting in the airports, there's so much chaos that it's going on. People running around, all the beeps and the dings and the doors opening and closing and the shouting and the rolling of the suitcases. So she seems to be ignoring all of that and blocking it out. So good for her. And remember, these cards that we read intuitively, they do somehow usually end up in our reading too, one way or another. So this could be her thinking about this. She needs to relax and water herself, put back into herself. She's probably tired of traveling, tired of moving around. She needs to relax and give herself a day of rest. Okay, so for the cardinal in the first house, we got 2 females. All right, the first female has a glass of wine resting on her shoulder. She looks a bit tipsy. The other female has a nice big old fancy hat on. It's hiding her with a lady in the background with a umbrella, but it's not raining, it's a sunny day. And the colors both match. They both have the reds and browns, neutral colors. The hat is white, it stands out, it's for purity. So this is for the Aries and the cardinal signs. The cardinals were the Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So this is for dominant, self-starters, leaders, active, and controlling. So she's got her wine. She's trying to unwind. So she may be an entrepreneur, a CEO. It's after work. She's trying to unwind. This one, she seems to be eyeing the one in the background with the umbrella. She's slowly side-eyeing her in the background, peeking around her hat at her, keeping an eye on her. She has well-defined lips, very nice. She's almost perfection, the way they have her painted out here. Which Aries is about outward appearance and personality and attitude and behaviors. But be careful with the alcohol, because you know alcohol is spirits, and they don't call it spirits for nothing, because those are low vibrational spirits. So they will put you and keep you in a low vibration if you drink alcohol often. So it doesn't appear like these two appear to like each other, or at least this one doesn't appear to be fond of her. Maybe this one back here is speaking to someone else. Maybe she doesn't like who she's speaking to. Because she did stop her walk to see and listen to what's going on. And then this one's just deep in her thoughts. So we have a lot of thoughts tonight of what's going on for the full moon. Thinking and thoughts and pretentious behaviors. All right, the next one, 6th house, Virgo in the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. We have fun times in Florida or California with the palm trees, the sun. They have some shorts on, some bags. Looks like they're at the beach. And then we have the kaleidoscope. So with the air signs, you have intellectual, critical, quick-witted, inventive, Virgo, wellness, health and illness, body, habits, servitude. So down here, they're about health and wellness. They're going to the beach. They're shopping. They're having a good old time laughing. They're enjoying their day, staying youthful, getting a tan. All the things I miss doing in Florida. Is that a surfboard? I think she has a surfboard. Looks like it. Yeah. Very bright, sunny card. I love it. Love the yellows. This one, a kaleidoscope. She's seeing things from a variety of perspectives. Seeing the prism of colors. So see on the outside it's all white. It's all clear, crystal clear. And then from her perspective on the other side, it's a prism of a rainbow of colors. So she's viewing things, she's viewing a situation from a variety of perspectives and learning a new perspective on a situation. All right, and then the last one, we have the 10th house, Capricorn and Scorpio. And I love this card that came out for Scorpio for the full moon tonight. We have the moon and the sun, very beautiful. Now this is a twin flame card because when you're a twin flame, you guys are in sync with your moon and your sun. You will see that if you are a moon Scorpio, then your sun will be a Libra, or if they're a moon Libra, you'll be a sun Scorpio. Like, that's just an example. So you guys will be in sync like that. It's so beautiful. And see how they just lay perfectly together. And the moon's right there and the sun is there. Is that flowers? Yeah, and they have flowers all around them, so it's a perfect match. And synced for tonight for the flower full moon in Scorpio. Okay, and then this one, we have a couple that is standing together, very sweet, very innocent, and they're looking at the picture, a romantic picture of them making out. Now, this could be in their home, this could be in a museum, looking at artwork. Either way, the way they're standing, they're just reminiscing, and it's just very beautiful. And tonight is a night of reminiscing about romance, because Scorpio is about sexual relations, so it's the perfect night for it. All right, let's get started. Okay. Move these out of the way. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm going to use my spiritual tarot for the main part of the reading, and then the I have two excuse me, sexual decks, but I'm going to use the sexual magic one for the clarifiers. All right, so let's see. Give me, can I have, who is in the collective's energy for this flower full moon in Scorpio for their love reading? Who's in their energy tonight for the flower full moon in Scorpio? Who's in their energy for this love reading tonight for the full moon in Scorpio? Who's in their energy for a love reading? Who is in their energy for a love reading? Please and thank you. Okay, let's see what we got. We got the Two of Wands. So we have two males. And this card, it's holding it up to the sun. It is actually shining the sun. They're in front of a wall, which means you cannot get past the wall because it's at a crossroads. But this crossroad you can't get through, you're blocked. So you have to turn around and find a new road. Okay, we have the Two of Wands. We have the Five of Cups, which the Five of Cups is always somebody that is grieving, mourning, sadness. This is a very beautiful card. And as you see, the two cups have rainbow lights coming from it because that's from the divine showing you have two beautiful cups of love there that are worthy of taking. And look, she's holding the biggest one of all. That's collecting all of her tears. And if you guys know the Bible story, heaven does collect your tears and use them for when you pass away. So those are all her tears that are being collected in the cup. So really, she only has the two empty cups. The rest are full, so there's really nothing to be upset about. But she is upset, and she's dressed beautifully. So we have the Two of Wands, the Five of Cups. So she's feeling like she's at a crossroads. And then we have the Hanged Man, who his spiritual third eye has opened. And he's seeing something from a new light. You see his third eye is open. He's able to see now things from a new perspective. Yeah, he's looking down at the city. And he's seeing things for how they really are. Because when your third eye opens, you see how things are dark here and clouded. Things become so much clearer, like the colors and everything become so much clearer when your third eye opens. So now he's able to see clearly. All right, and the last one is Justice. Okay, so there must have been some injustice. This is a Libra card. Okay, so let's see what we got. We have the Two of Wands, which is usually a crossroads, but here it's a blockage. You can't get through, so it means you have to stop and turn around. There's two men there that have it blocked. So two men are trying to block something from a feminine, which is causing grief, causing her to cry, thinking that she has missed something. But she has two cups there still that can be used for love. She hasn't missed anything. And then we have the Hanged Man, which means the third eye is open. They're seeing things from a new perspective. So with the rainbows there, full of color, and then seeing clearly with the Hangman, definitely. And then Justice. So Justice is coming to whoever's trying to block her path of love. Okay. Of course, on the full moon, we're going to get somebody's always trying to block somebody's path, so, or somebody's love. Okay, so We got justice, so the divine must have called judgment because judgment didn't come out. Sure didn't. Okay. Okay, who was she supposed to be in a love relationship with? Who is getting blocked in this love relationship from her? Who is the love energy that's being blocked from her? Who's the love energy that's being blocked from her, please? The Empress. Okay, someone's in an Empress energy. And remember, this can be masculine or feminine. It's just the energy that they're in, which means they're in receiving mode. So someone that's in the Empress energy is who she is being blocked from. Okay, clarify who the Empress is. Clarify who this Empress is for us. Clarify who this Empress is. Who is this Empress? And I just noticed she has a third eye on her, as her belly button. I never noticed that before. Clarify who this Empress is, please. Strength. So a Leo. So it could be a Leo, a fire sign. Eight of Cups, somebody that walked away from offering a Page of Cups, this cup of love, or who feels they need to offer an apology. So we have Leo, we have water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have the Empress, Libra, and Taurus, and Venus. Justice is Libra. Okay. All right. Are there any other energies in love that are gonna come through for her? Are there any other energies of love that are gonna come through for her in the next chapter? Are there any other energies in love that are gonna come through for justice for her? Okay. Yes, you have the Six of Cups, you have the Sun, and you have the Two of Pentacles. So you will have a choice between, suitors. The Sun is going to illuminate the choices that you're gonna make. Okay. So there'll be a choice between 6 suitors after this justice is served. That will be the justice. And bottom of the deck is Queen of Wands, Death, and the Tower. And the Fool for a new beginning, and the Emperor shows up, and the Lovers. Yep. Okay. Nice. Oh. So I'm gonna put that out there. So she shows up as the Queen of Wands after this new chapter, which is looking good. It goes through a death and rebirth. The Tower, which shakes some stuff up, and then starts a new beginning. The Fool, and then the Emperor shows up as the Lovers. Okay. All right, let's get do some of this. All right, like I said, we'll use these, and then I can't show all the cards, but we'll see. All right. Let's see. I might just do a different spread. Yeah, I will. Instead of using it as a clarifier, I'll just do a new spread and use them. Because I don't even use my other one either, because I can never show them. All right, here we go. Let's do a new love spread for the flower full moon in Scorpio for the sex magic love reading tonight. It is midnight, so tell me about what is going on right now in the bedrooms of my peoples. Oh. All right. Give me the energy of what's happening right now under the full moon, flower moon in Scorpio. What's happening right now under the full moon in Scorpio. All right, we have we have the Knight of Wands, and we have, what is that? Oh, the Hanged Woman. Not even the Hanged Man, it's the Hanged Woman. All right, let's see if I can show this. And it's not upside down, it's right side up. Okay. All right, we have the Knight of Wands, which I have to hide that and that. So the Knight of Wands, so it's a female and a male on a horse. I'll hide that too. It says wand. So they're enjoying themselves And you know the Knights are pretty fast and the Wands are pretty fiery, so that's the Knight of Wands. So somebody's enjoying themselves tonight on a horse. I don't know if that would be comfortable, but okay. And now this one is the Hanged Woman. Okay, she is on a swing. She has a gentleman in front of her, standing from the ground up, and then she has a gentleman above her with his private area out. Oh my, how am I gonna do this? Okay, I'm gonna have to cover that whole thing and that. Okay, that is the scene. So she's on a swing and there's a gentleman above her and then one below her. So she's getting pleasured above and below at the same time. And her shirt's open while she's on the swing. Okay, so the Knight of Wands and the Hanged Woman. So gaining a new perspective on tonight on how to gain pleasure. Let's see what's on the top of the deck. The King of Cups. All right, the King of Cups is, let's see. My goodness. All right, King of Cups. That's what they're enjoying tonight at home. All right. So I have the Knight of Wands, the Hanged Woman, and the King of Cups. All right. What else is going on for tonight's full moon in Scorpio? What else do we need to know for tonight's full moon in Scorpio? We have what the hell? The Five of Swords. And this one, I didn't know what that is. What card that is. No. Is that the Hierophant? That's got to be the Hierophant. Yes, it does. Okay, I believe that's the Hierophant. Okay, so the Hierophant looks like in the basement with a lady on all fours leaning over something. The Hierophant. He's definitely not in his full uniform. And then we have the Five of Swords, which is outdoors. Lady on top of a gentleman outdoors enjoying themselves, which usually the Five of Swords is conflict, which I guess if they're outside that would cause conflict. Let's see. So we have the Knight of Wands, which is fast incoming, taking action. Hangman, seeing things from here. We're seeing things from both the upper and lower perspectives of things. So Knight of Wands, taking fast action, seeing two perspectives on things in regards to a King of Cups. Who wants to take commitment but is having conflict? Okay, let's see what the conflict is. Okay, what's this Five of Swords? Oh, okay. That's what we got, the Three of Swords sideways. That's what the conflict's about. Heartbreak. This one I can show. It's just a gentleman looking through the peephole. So it was sideways though, so it was like that. So the King of Cups is not healed all the way in order to go through with the commitment, because it landed right on top of the King of Cups himself and the Hanged Woman. So that's what the Five of Swords is. That's why he cannot make a commitment yet. All right. Lots of spying going on. All right. All right. Tell me more about the Three of Swords. Tell me more about the Three of Swords. Tell me more about the Three of Swords. Okay. And we have the Three of Cups. So there was cheating involved, which is probably why he's in the room that he is right now with this lady. That's probably the third party right there. So let's see if I can show this. So third party. So that's what the Three of Swords is about, is cheating. So somebody was cheating and they're not healed over the whole situation. And even though they want to offer this cup of love, which I don't know how I'm going to show this one. Oh my. They want to offer this cup of love, but even here, there's two people in the one cup. They want to offer the cup of love, but they're unsure of if it's going to be successful. Six of Wands. Because somebody is very protective of their heart right now. I know I shouldn't show that. That's the Seven of Wands. They're protecting their heart. And they're having nightmares. Amongst other things. All right. All right, the Nine of Swords. Sleepless nights. Probably from doing other things, but okay, so you have someone that's the Knight of Wands coming in with quick action, but then came to a standstill with the Hanged Woman, looking at things from two perspectives, the upper and lower. As the King of Cups, who was caught cheating, or it could have been the female that was caught cheating. We're not sure. I think it's more the King of Cups that was caught cheating, which is why he's unsure about signing his name on this commitment and going through with it, and why he's in the Five of Swords right now, this conflict, because of the Three of Swords, this heartbreak, which is sideways, because he's still healing from it. Or they're still healing from it, whoever. Because of this third party situation they're still in. And even with offering that cup of love, the third party's still involved. They're even jumped into the cup of love, trying to hold on to it. And then they don't know about making this a successful relationship, because now somebody's heart's blocked.